Welcome to Rifle Online. I'm your host Sean, and today we're going to build a Superstrat. This is the SP that I built, which was an experiment. It is a Mexican made Strat body with a Gibson style neck, so it is 24 3/4 inch scale as opposed to 25.5 like a Strat. And with that, I modified the bridge so that I could intonate it, and that wasn't too hard. But we aren't using it much. I do have two Gibson pickups in here, and I don't know which one. I think they're burst buckers. They're out of, I believe they're both out of a Les Paul studio, or different Les Paul studios. Anyway. This thing sounds really nice and all, but Jet is just not crazy over the neck. It's an old neck that he had, and I think that we're just going to go back and make it into an actual 25.5 inch scale Super Strat. Here is the neck that I have. I don't know what brand it is, but it's very high quality. It's really nice. I just checked it and adjusted the truss rod a tiny bit, had a little bit of a back bow. It's completely straight. The frets look absolutely brand new, which is fantastic. I'm just going to polish them up real quick. And basically all we're going to do with this, is swap the necks. I'm going to have to take this apart, the bridge apart, because I have double springs on it. And, set it up so it's 25.5 inch. Scale like it's supposed to be. So with that being said, I'm going to start taking this apart, and then we're going to work on this neck a little, and we'll see what happens. Should be a pretty nice guitar. It's already a good player, but it's going to play even better now. Hang tight. I'm going to take it apart and we'll go from there. Okay, just so you can see here, I went ahead and I blocked the trim. Jet doesn't ever use a trim. I did have it set so it would, it would work, but it was set very tight, and it would only go down. But he just never uses it, so I simply put a couple pieces of wood there, and it won't go anywhere, and that will hold it really stable for tuning, especially since we tune, a step down. All right, I'm going to pull this neck off, and we're going to turn this thing into a Super Strat. Okay, so neck is off. I am removing these saddles because I'm going to put the regular size screws in, and I'm going to we're going to just need the one spring. I have the springs doubled up because, again, I did change this to make it longer. So I'm just going to put all this stuff in here and sort it out in a bit. These are the longer screws. I'm going to keep those out. I think I'm going to go with a shorter screw because I don't need these. But anyway, I'm going to pull all these off, and there we go. And we'll go from there. I've cleared this off, cleaned it. I'm going to set up my saddles. I have some shorter intonation screws, so the original ones. This is always a little bit of a pain, just so you know, just because of the springs. So you just kind of got to keep pressure on it so it doesn't pop off, and be careful you don't cross thread. It's easy to do with these, very easy. There we go. Just take your time. It'll slide right in like that. All right, so I'm going to do this for all 6 saddles. And it is going to be a little bit of a challenge to get it to the right spot for intonation. Not too bad, though. I will measure it out and get it as close as possible, and then we'll intonate it, later after we get it together. All right, though. This is what I'm going to do for all 6. And then we're going to take a good look at the neck and, make sure that all the frets are leveled, and the frets are brand new. I mean, it has no fret wear at all. It's a brand new neck. There's a little bit of a ding right there. I don't think it's going to show. It's very small, but I'm going to sand it down. This has a fairly glossy finish and not really the finish that I want on it, so I'm going to take it down to a nice satin finish anyway. All right, so I have checked all of these frets with my fret rocker, and they are all fine. Everything is nice and level, which I thought, because they're brand new, a little tarnished. I checked the truss rod. It is working fine, and the neck is completely straight, which is fantastic. No leveling needs to be done on these at all. I'm just going to polish them. So all I'm going to do is hit them with some fret erasers and then a little bit of steel wool to polish them up. So I'm going to start out with see what I have here. And the good thing about these fret erasers is they won't hurt the fingerboard. I'm not doing much here though. I'm just gonna clean them up, honestly. And I'm gonna clean the fretboard really well. Now be careful with maple fretboards. Remember, you don't want to use oils on them. I'm going to use a little lighter fluid just to clean off the gunk, which lighter fluid is safe to clean guitars with, or naphtha. First things first, so. And I didn't tape this at all. I mean, I'm using fret erasers. They're not going to hurt the fretboard, like I said. And as a matter of fact, I use them to clean the fretboard sometimes. What a difference this is making already, though. Just hitting it with these, or this, let's see, this one eraser. So I'm going to go through with the 3 grits here. And just polish these up and then hit them with a tiny bit of steel wool. Just to make them nice and shiny. But like I said, look at that, already looks tremendous. All right, so I'm going to move down to the 400. I'm going to take care of this, and then we'll hit it with the it's a 4/0 steel wool. Hit it with the fret erasers. These are already looking pretty tremendous. And I am going to polish them up now with some steel wool. One thing to remember, if you use steel wool on your frets, which I have for years, and your neck is on your guitar, be sure you tape your pickups up very well. You don't want steel wool fragments in your pickups. It will ruin them. So in this instance, we're not worried because it's not on the guitar. I use these guards because the steel wool, would mess up the fingerboard. And instead of taping, I just use this, and this is all I'm doing. Just hitting it a few times with this is a 4/0, again, steel wool. Boom. Looks so nice. And that's all it takes. Just hit each one like this, and it will really bring them up to a nice shiny polish, and it feels so good when you're doing bends. This is just a quick, easy way to polish frets. And I've been using steel wool for years. A lot of people, are against the steel wool. But many people like me have been using it since they were kids. I've never had any issues with it. I've never hurt a pickup or anything. Of course, I always tape them off or take the neck off. And when you can take the neck off, it's so much easier to work on with the neck off anyway. Okay, frets are all polished. I did take a little bit of a fingernail file and just kind of went down like this. I rolled the fingerboard edges a little bit and made sure there weren't any sharp spots on the frets. And man, this is a wonderful neck. This is going to be nice. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bolt this neck on. Not much more to do after this. Alright, so what I usually do is, this one's already drilled, so I shouldn't have any problems. It should go right on the way it was. I've had this neck on this body before. I test fitted it prior to this. And the holes are drilled correctly. So just gonna get everything started. And once we get the neck bolted on, it's just setup time from there. All right. There we go. It's looking like a Superstrat now. All right, so the next thing is I'm going to throw some strings on it, and we're going to get this all set. Actually, before I put strings on it, though, I'm going to try to get a good measurement here. Oh, let's see. Look at that. I am just about where I need to be for a 25.5-inch scale. Huh. That makes me happy. I just eyed it up too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to set the high E string right at just about 25.5 inches. That's generally speaking, it'll intonate correctly at that, and then the other strings will vary. But this will get us super close when we get strings on it. So yeah, that's right at 25.5. And we'll go from there once we get the strings on. But I think we are awfully close to where we need to be. All right, like I say, all set. Next thing to do, put the strings on and start setting it up, and then we'll give it a test run. Okay, it is all strung up. I'm going to set the intonation, tune it all up, and well, then we'll give it a quick playthrough. And then if you don't know, you can set the intonation, right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the saddles either forward or backward to make sure that everything's in tune with itself. All right, so by checking this before I even do the intonation, I'm going to have to cut this nut some. It's just too high. And the way to check on this is just press on the 3rd fret, and there should be almost no gap between the string and the 1st fret. And there's quite a bit of a gap here. I like it almost touching. Just you maybe fit a piece of paper, a sheet of paper between it. So got my files here, and I'm going to start doing this. If you've never filed a nut, you have to be very careful. You don't want to go too far, because there's nowhere to, once there's nowhere to go, well, there is nowhere to go. So what I do is I ensure that I hold it at an angle going back towards the headstock, and I just take my time, open it up a little. And again, you don't want to do too much. I just do a little at a time. And you don't have to tune it all the way up. Just get it high enough so you can check it. And we're still a little too high, but we're getting close. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to fix all of these. All right, so the nut is filed. It is in tune. It's not set up yet. Let's check the intonation first. And the way you do that, and if you don't know, first off, you just tune your string. And I'm using the strobe tuner. And then you check it again at the 12th fret. And look, that's the one that I measured. It is perfect. That's unusual. My A is almost perfect. It's a little flat. So if we want it to be sharper, we want to tighten it and bring it in a little bit closer to the bridge. Hang on here. Actually, I take that back. There we are, we're right on it. All right. Right on it. I mean, I did a really good job guesstimating on this. That's the only answer I have. Of course, first one I measured, so I figured it would be pretty close, but man, right on again. I did a good job today. Got the G right on. Well, I say G, actually A string, but we're tuned a step down. This one's a little off, just a little sharp. So again, if it's sharp, we're going to pull it in. I think I said it the opposite before. We're on it. All right, intonation is set. I am going to take a look at the action. This is a 12-inch radius, which is perfect for a Superstrat. And I'm going to go ahead and just put this feeler under here and see how close we are. I think we're pretty close. Pretty close. Let's check it back closer to the bridge if I can get it in here. All right, so normally I would say this E string would need to come down a little, but I'm gonna raise the other ones up because they're just a little low. So we're gonna go that route. And I just want to get this in the same arc, meaning that the radius matches the neck. And you don't have to use a tool like this. You can eye it up and get it Got it really close. I mean, as long as it feels good when you play it, that's the important thing. And these are different size. Yeah, I have different size set screws in these, just the way it worked out. I don't know what the saddles are from. I mean, this is definitely a parts guitar. So, all right, just about where we need to be. And I'll tune it again, and do a final setup on it. That seems pretty good to me. Although I need to tune it up, and then check it. Let's see where we're at. So it's Jet's birthday this weekend. I want to get this done for him. He'll be over Sunday. Today's Friday. I think I have it done today, but that'll give it a couple days to. I like to let it sit for a couple days and see if I need to adjust anything. Alright, so we're in tune. Let's see what happens. Plug it into my little amp here. I think we're pretty set. So I am going to cut these strings off, and I'll probably just let it sit, and then check the action and the neck relief and stuff again. But right now we're looking pretty darn good. This is going to be a good playing guitar. Guys, thanks for hanging out and listen to Rifle every day. I can't thank you enough for all the support you've given us. Hit that like button, share it with your friends. Rock on! Rock on!